Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to go through the recent AMA or Ask Me Anything that Epic Games did with the Fortnite BR subreddit. Essentially in Ask Me Anything, users were able to submit questions and Epic would answer them. I know a lot of you don't use Reddit and I don't personally use it much myself, so I wanted to make a video highlighting some of the more important questions they answered. I'm not going to go through everything because there's a lot of it that's just kind of throwaway, but yeah, I'm going to go through what I think are the important things and explain my thoughts on their answer and how I think this is a good or a bad thing. If you guys do enjoy this video, please do remember to give it a like rating, comment down below what you think, and subscribe if you would like to see more. I do live stream Fortnite every day and produce Fortnite videos pretty regularly. Starting off, we're going to get into the biggest question in this AMA. Will planes be gone next season? Epic responded, planes will be vaulted at the start of Season 8. Get your airtime in now. I think this is an incredible change. I feel like planes have been one of the worst aspects of the game, if not by far the worst aspect of the game since they were added. Even first day of Season 7, I hated planes. I immediately hated planes. Not only the way they destroy builds, run over players, spray players, but also the way they ruin rotations and make the game more unpredictable and more random, I did not like. So I have always hated planes. You've seen with the patches in Season 7, they've constantly had to nerf planes, and I feel like most players at this point are pretty much on board with getting rid of planes, so I'm happy to see them go. The next question is actually a really good one as well. Will respawning enter the game? Perhaps more measures to cancel thirsting. Epic responded with saying, we've been considering this mechanic for a while and have been exploring it. Want to make sure we give it the time it needs and fully understands its impact on the game as a whole. Look for further updates during Season 8. I think this is pretty interesting. I mostly play solos, so this doesn't affect me, but recently Apex has gotten a lot of praise for the respawning mechanic in that game, and I think it would make squads more enjoyable. It always sucks if you get good loot at the start of the game, but one or two of your teammates go down, and then it's just, you're better off like ending the game or leaving the game. That way everybody can be able to play, because it's really not enjoyable for anyone to have to sit there and spectate. So I think it will make the squad mode way more enjoyable overall. It's also really annoying, like, if somebody kills your teammates and then you kill that squad and then you're not able to do anything about it. If they added this, you would be able to bring your teammates back. Let me know what you think of this. I don't play much squads, so my opinion on it may be just like flawed or wrong, but I think it'll be better and more enjoyable to play squads if people were able to respawn their teammates. The next question, will the getaway LTM ever come back? They responded by saying all LTMs have the potential to come back. I thought this was interesting. Just in case you had a particular LTM that you really like, there is potential for it to come back. I wasn't a huge fan of the getaway limited time mode. My favorite limited time modes are definitely Solid Gold and Blitz, but it is interesting that the getaway limited time mode may come back, or just any other limited time mode. If you have one that you really like, there's potential for it to come back. The next question, are there any plans for a classic mode, for example, the original map, only original weapons and mechanics? Epic responded, we tried to capture this vibe with our unvaulted mode, soon to be renamed Classic. We enjoy having the limited and old item set. It's unlikely that we'll have this available with the old map and old tuning values, but glad folks are enjoying the LTM when it's around. I actually disagree with this. I think it would be really good if they did make a limited time mode that was entirely like the old season. Just make a Season 2 LTM with the Season 2 map, Season 2 weapons, the Season 2 bugs, the Season 2 problems, all of it. Exactly like Season 2. Or exactly like Season 3, or exactly like Season 4. Whatever season, Season 1. A lot of players look back at these old seasons and just like remember the good aspects of it, especially since it was when a lot of players were new to the game and just getting started. And they only look back at the good moments. They don't remember the bugs, they don't remember the problems. I think it would do everybody like some good to be able to go back and play that old Fortnite and see that it wasn't perfect and that there was problems and that there has been things that Epic has made or changes that they've made that have improved the game and made them better. I might make an entire video on this about how Season 2 wasn't perfect and like just some of the changes that they've made that have been good since then, because I feel like a lot of players just look back at Season 2 and act like it was perfect when that wasn't the case. There was a lot of bugs back then. That's probably when I had the most fun. But it's not because that was the best version of Fortnite or because it was the most balanced version of Fortnite. That's because it was when I first started playing the game a lot, and it was when my friends first started playing the game a lot, and it was when I first started streaming the game a lot. Like, a lot of the reasons why I had the most fun then are kind of removed from the fact that it's like the most balanced or the best version of the game. It has to do with like external stuff, you know? So I think it would be good if they did that, just so players could, one, enjoy the old game, and then also understand that it has gotten better in some ways. Leave a comment down below if you would like to see that video, just what you think about that in general. The next question, is there any plans to have saved outfits presets in your locker? So essentially, like, you could run this skin with a certain back bling and a pickaxe, and then maybe randomize all your different outfits. They said, not currently slated for any time frame, but it's a cool idea. I actually thought this is something they would do in Season 8 because each season they usually push some sort of new cosmetic thing. 1.0 is back blings and then the customizable skins with like the different styles and all that. But it seems like we're not going to get that in Season 8. They said, do you have any plans to bring back bouncers? Epic responded, not at the moment. So bounce pad is currently not slated to come back. Maybe in the future. They didn't say never, but it seems like no. Next question, is double shotgun ever going to be brought back? This is a big one. A lot of players want to see double pump return. They responded, we do not have any plans to bring back double shotgun. The main issue is that the high damage of the weapon is balanced by its slow rate of fire, and bypassing that weakness makes it too powerful. So there we go. Double pump is likely not going to come back. If they were planning on bringing back double pump, they likely would have said it in this AMA to bring that hype for Season 8. For example, they didn't hide the fact that they were getting rid of planes. They didn't hide some other things that they plan on doing for Season 8. So I feel like if we were going to get double pump anytime soon, they would have said so in this AMA or something that maybe we're looking at fine-tuning. They literally said we do not have any plans to bring it back. So there we go. This next question really doesn't mean much, but it's interesting because they didn't answer other questions along these lines. The person asked, do you guys miss prison as much as I do? They responded with yes. And there was a lot of questions in this AMA about certain point of interest returning, like Greasy, the Salty Factories, Moisty. People were asking about all sorts of old locations. So the fact that they responded to the prison one makes me think that we might see the prison returning in the near future, maybe in Season 8. Because it's not like they responded to all those. You know, they responded to the prison one specifically. So I feel like prison may be coming back in Season 8. That might be me reading too much into it, but I don't know why they would answer this one and none of the others. They could have just left this one out as well, but they chose to answer the one about prison. This next question is a big one. Could you add the option for all consoles, including Nintendo Switch, to lower graphic settings and remove things like motion blur and shadows? They responded, we are adding an option to disable motion blur off by default in Season 8. Disabling shadows currently provides a gameplay benefit. This is not our intention, and we are tweaking the way shadows are rendered to both brighten them and also make characters stand out better. This is going to be an ongoing effort starting with the Season 8 update, and we will evaluate other options if this doesn't end up working. So we're going to be able to turn off motion blur on console, but specifically not shadows. Motion blur I feel like is a good thing to turn off. Essentially it just makes your game blurry when you're moving. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal in Fortnite, but some games have had motion blur that was pretty annoying, and it was nice to turn it off. But also they said you're not going to be able to disable shadows, but they're making shadows brighter and making characters stand out more. I don't know. What areas are dark in this game at this point? I feel like it doesn't really matter that much, but I guess it's a good thing if players are standing out more. I'm not sure. But notice they didn't say that console will be able to lower graphic settings. They did not say that. They addressed motion blur and shadows. So I don't think we're going to be able to lower graphic settings. We're just going to be able to disable certain aspects of the graphics. I don't know why we can't like lower graphic settings. I'm not really sure. There's probably a technical reason for it. But yeah, that's essentially the answer to that question. There are some other questions. Those are the only ones that I wanted to go through. But there's some other ones, like for example, they said they're improving the sound and they outlined several ways that they plan on improving the sound, but I don't want to go through all that, and we don't really know what that means. Like there's been so many patches where they say we're going to improve vertical audio and then it sounds worse, or it doesn't really even feel that much better. So I try to reserve judgment on those things until we actually like get them in game. But those are the important questions that I thought were worth answering in this AMA, or worth reacting to from this AMA. They also responded to a question about bringing back old point of interest, and they essentially said that it's definitely something that may happen, but I chose the prison one to highlight specifically. If you found anything helpful or interesting in this video, please let me know. Let's have a discussion about it in the comments below. Would you like to see that classic mode I talked about, to actually see what old Fortnite was like with today's players? That's another thing about old Fortnite. A lot of people like it because everybody was bad back then, and like they don't want to say that, but I feel like that's one of the reasons why people like it, and why it was more easy. It was like more enjoyable to play casually because everybody was kind of bad. You know what I mean? But if you did enjoy this video, please do remember to give it a like rating. Subscribe if you would like to see more. Comment what your favorite part of the AMA was, and I appreciate you all watching. Thank you.